Friday, everyone. It's weather for Weather Geeks on this Friday afternoon in the waning hours of winter. Spring begins this evening officially at 6:45 p.m. Some of us on the final morning of winter did have some snow to contend with. Nothing that's stuck on the roads, but you saw some snow sticking to some car tops and grass and that sort of thing earlier on today. We'll show you the radars in just a second here. First things first, since it is almost the beginning of spring, thought I'd do a quick little review of astronomical winter. We've already done kind of a review a couple weeks ago of meteorological winter, which we consider to be the months of December, January, and February. But of course, astronomically speaking, winter is officially from around December 21st through March 20th or 21st, depending on the year. So let's look at the temperatures here in Youngstown for the winter season. Of course, today's numbers haven't been factored in just yet, but as you can see, we're going to end up being a little bit colder than last year for astronomical winter, I should say, with an average temperature of 23 degrees this winter. Last year it was 23.6. Notice how much colder these last two winters have been compared to recent winters. It's been a back-to-back whammy, that's for sure. You have to go back to the late 70s to find consecutive winters like this. Check out the winter of 76, 77, 77, 78, and then 78, 79. Three consecutive really cold winters that everybody remembers back in the late 70s. So it's been since the late 70s since we've had a back-to-back winter as cold as we've had over the last couple of years. Now, in terms of snowfall, we're actually going to count what happened before December 21st in these totals. Let's sort these by date. Right now we're sitting at 77.5 inches for the season, running about 8 or 9 inches below last year's pace up to this current date. And of course well below the huge winter of 2010-2011. We'd already had 114, almost 115 inches of snow by the beginning of spring back in 2011. So above average, but not quite as snowy as last year, and that was our winter forecast, if you remember, that we put out back in October. Alright, so let's talk about the current situation. Our precipitation's moving out as we promised. The day is improving slowly. You can see the clouds are thinning somewhat out to the west, so I do think we're going to start to get into some sunshine, albeit some filtered sun, before the afternoon is through. But it's been a snowy day in central PA, eastern PA, up to 4 or 5 inches, even 6 inches in some spots out here across the central part of the Keystone State. They've had some snow in New York City up through Poughkeepsie and Hartford as well, all thanks to a pretty weak little area of low pressure which is cruising through as we speak. It doesn't look real impressive, but it is enough to kick up some wintry precipitation in some parts of the region. Now, temperature-wise this afternoon, it's chilly out there. Nothing all that unusual for March, though. We're sitting at 2 o'clock at 42 degrees in Youngstown, upper 30s, lower 40s throughout the region this afternoon. We are going to get into some of this milder air that's building out across the plain states tomorrow. Now, it's not going to be 70 here, but a chunk of this will come east, and we'll get into the 50s, I think, tomorrow. Lower, perhaps middle 50s, if we're lucky, tomorrow afternoon. But then, a cold front lurking up here across Canada. Pretty easy to pick out. Here's the front right here. Notice ahead of it, 30s, and then behind it, teens. So there's a pretty good cold front right there. That's what's going to come through on Sunday and send our temperatures plummeting back to the 30s for daytime highs on Sunday. So let's talk about precipitation over the next several days. We'll focus on the short term, of course, first. That front actually arrives tomorrow. We won't notice the impacts in terms of temperatures from it until we get to Sunday. But the front itself will come through tomorrow. So let's fast forward to tomorrow. As I mentioned, tomorrow a pretty nice day. Gusty breeze at times. We will see some sunshine as well. Now this front might produce a stray shower as we get into the afternoon tomorrow. Here's at about 2 p.m. the cold front at 2 p.m. pretty much right on our doorstep. And notice we do have some light returns on the simulated radar here early tomorrow afternoon. If you want to get outside and walk the dog tomorrow, wash the car, do anything outside, I certainly wouldn't cancel those plans, but you might have to duck inside for 15 minutes or so with a passing shower. A possibility. Early afternoon, even late afternoon, I can't quite rule it out, especially in the southern part of our viewing area. This is going to sink from north to south. So here we are at 4 p.m. Canton, Alliance, New Philly, maybe Salem and East Liverpool. You might get a quick shower. Don't think it's a big deal at all. So that's the story for tomorrow. Sunday's a sunny day, but a cooler day, about 20 degrees cooler than tomorrow. Now let's talk about the longer range. We're going to skip ahead to the middle of next week. because the weather fairly uninteresting for Sunday and Monday. Today is the 20th, so that would make the 24th Tuesday. Yeah. So here's Tuesday's map. High pressure over upstate New York, giving us more sunshine, and temperatures will start to rebound, I think, by Tuesday after a cool day Monday. Here's a gathering area of low pressure out across the Plain States on Tuesday, and as this comes east as we head into Wednesday, it's going to drag some warm air in. Here's Wednesday afternoon, or midday, I should say, with low pressure up over Minnesota, and a warm front out here, cold front back here, and strong southwesterly breeze develops on Wednesday, and while there could be a shower or two, I doubt Wednesday's a washout, and temperatures should be pretty nice. Let's take a look real quickly at the temperatures on Wednesday. Let's skip ahead to the afternoon, warmest part of the day here. And according to the GFS, we're talking conservatively lower 50s. I think that might be a little conservative. Notice the GFS has 60 or so up towards Cleveland, and pushing 65 or so in northwest Ohio. So I think this idea of 50 or so is probably a little conservative for us on Wednesday. I could see us making a run at 60 or even a little higher during the course of Wednesday. Could even be 70 or so. Look at these temperatures out in Illinois, 72 in Champaign, 74 in Springfield. So off to the races temperature-wise in some parts of the region on Wednesday. But again, we might pay the price a little bit in terms of precipitation. You might pick up a shower or two on Wednesday. Now the next cold front's going to come through then, it looks like, on Thursday. Let's skip ahead to Thursday morning. Our low is up here over Michigan, cold front back here, so some showers, a pretty good likelihood for Thursday. Notice what's going on late next week up to the north. It's turning colder, and I don't think we've seen our last snowflakes of the season. Usually we see snowflakes here and there into the first week or so of April, and this year should be no exception. The end of next week's looking chillier. So here's next Friday. Colder air's wrapping in, some snow showers, maybe starting to push into northern Ohio a week from today. That's in the morning. Here's the afternoon. Yeah, that's a blustery-looking weather map here with low pressure over Washington, D.C., strong northerly winds, maybe some rain and snow showers around. So I think we're going to see some snowflakes here and there at the end of next week, and perhaps into next weekend as well. So again, we're certainly not done seeing snow. Now, whether it sticks or not, that's a whole different story, but we're not done seeing snowflakes just yet this season. Now, the longer range is looking chilly. This is the 10 to 15 day outlook on the GFS Ensemble model. This takes us from the 30th through the morning of the 4th of April. Lots of below average temperatures here. So this would be end of next week, into next weekend, and early into the following week. This would take us up to about Easter. Looking chilly, chillier than average for the east, warmer than average in the west. Looks like the winter pattern. We're not going to see much consistent springtime weather anytime real soon. Well, that's the Friday's weather for Weather Geeks. I hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend. Be sure and check out my forecast tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11. Check out Andrew DePaulo's forecasts on 21 News at 6 and 11 Saturday and Sunday. And I'll see you right back here for more geeky fun Monday afternoon. We'll see you then.